Good afternoon, all. Welcome to the lecture of number theory. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so in last lecture we have seen what is a well ordering principle, argument principle, and after that we have seen the definition of mathematical induction. Okay, now there are two types of mathematical induction. One is nothing but the weak induction, and second one is nothing but the strong induction, which is also called as a first principle of finite induction and second principle of finite induction. Before going to these, we will see what is the method of working procedure of a mathematical induction. Okay, so method of working procedure. Let small n be a member of natural number system and P of n denotes our statement, denotes a particular statement or formula or theorem. Then P of n holds for every n belonging to natural number system if first one if holds for n equal to 1. Second one, assume that assume that P of n holds for some n equal to m. And in third step, which is nothing but the inductive step, we have to prove that the result holds for n equal to m plus. Okay, so this is the working procedure for the mathematical induction. If n belonging to natural number system be any natural number and P of n denotes any particular statement which is formula or theorem, then P of n holds for every natural number if it holds for first n equal to 1. In second step, we have to assume that it holds for some n equal to m, where m is also a member of natural number system. And in third step, we have to prove that the result is also true for n equal to m plus 1. Then by the method of mathematical induction, we can say that the given statement will be true for any natural number. Okay, now we have to see the first type of mathematical induction, which is also a weak induction and which is nothing but the first principle of finite induction. So the first principle of finite induction. Okay, so see what is the first principle of finite induction. Let capital A be the subset of a positive integers n, that is the set of natural number system, with the properties with the properties one belonging to a. Second property, when every m belonging to a, which implies m plus 1 is also belonging to a, then that a is nothing but the set of natural number system. Okay, so what is the first principle of finite induction? Let capital A be any subset of the set of positive integers, that is n, with some properties, that is 1 is a member of capital A, when every m belonging to A, that is 1 2 3 up to so on m, all are the members of set A, and m plus 1 is also a member of A for any m belonging to set of natural number system, then we have to show that the given A is nothing but the whole set n. That is, it means we have to prove that it is true for all the positive integers n. Okay, so let us see the proof. As here we have to prove that A equal to n, to prove that capital A is nothing but the whole set natural number. Okay, suppose A is not equal to n, we have to prove that A is equal to n, but we have assumed that A is not equal to n. Okay, that is, there are some members of n which are not belonging to A, then only it is possible that A is not equal to n. So here we will consider one set, another set B, which contains all the natural numbers which are not in A. As here we have assumed that A is not equal to n, but A is a subset of n. It means each member of A is again a member of n also. But as A is not equal to n, then there are some natural numbers which are not belonging to A, and such a collection of such numbers will be some set B. Okay, so let B be, capital B be the set of all positive integers which does not belonging to A, which does not belonging to set A. Okay, now that means B be a set which contains all the natural numbers n, where n is belonging to natural number system and n is not a member of E. Okay, it contains all the natural numbers which are not belonging to A. Now as here we have supposed that A is not equal to n, as A is not equal to n, it means there are some natural numbers which are not in A. As they are not in A and B be a collection of all those integers, then B must be non-empty. Okay, so here B is non-empty. As B is non-empty and it contains all the natural numbers which are not belonging to A, then B must be a subset of set of positive integers, that is set of natural numbers. So B is non-empty and B is a subset of n, then by the well ordering principle. What is the well ordering principle?
Every non-empty subset of set of positive integer
Has a least element. Then by well ordering principle, the set B has a least element. Least element. Okay, let small a be a least element of set B. Then by the definition of list element, as A is a list element of B, which implies A is a member of B. Okay, now as A is member of B, then from this we conclude that A is not belonging to A, since set B contains only those natural numbers which are not in A. As this one is, as A is belonging to B, then it must imply that A is not belonging to A. B सेट मध्ये कुठले एलिमेंट आहेत जे ए मध्ये नाही आहेत, म्हणजे एखादा एलिमेंट जर बी मधला असेल तर तो ऑब्वियसली ए मधला नसेल. सो ए इज नॉट बिलॉंगिंग टू ए, अँड ऑल्सो A is not equal to 1. It means A is greater than 1. Since 1 is a member of A which is given, as 1 is belonging to A and set of natural number system will be starting from 1. So first element is belonging to A. So A is not equal to 1 since as it is belonging to B. A हा माझा B चा मेंबर आहे, A हा 1 नसेल का, तर 1 हा मेंबर आहे A चा. Okay, and A is not belonging to A, so A is not equal to 1. It implies that A must be greater than 1. Then A minus 1 must be greater than 0. Since A is strictly greater than 1, then A minus 1 must be greater than 0. And we know that a minus 1 is always less than a. A is a positive integer. A minus 1 is again a integer, positive integer, since a minus 1 is greater than 0. So a minus 1 must be less than a, which implies a minus 1 is not a member of B. Since as A is a list element, A पेक्षा लहान एलिमेंट B मध्ये नाहीच आहे, कारण A ला आपण लिस्ट एलिमेंट समजलं. मग A minus 1 B मध्ये ऑब्विसली नसेल, कारण B चा लिस्ट एलिमेंट हा A आहे, A minus 1 हा त्याच्यापेक्षा लहान आहे. A चा B चा लिस्ट एलिमेंट A असल्यामुळे A minus 1 हा माझा B मध्ये नसेल. याचा अर्थ B मध्ये नसलेले सर्व एलिमेंट माझे कुठे असतील? A मध्ये असतील. Then A minus 1 is belonging to A. But by first, a minus 1 is belonging to A, and the second condition is nothing but here 1 is belonging to A, and second one is nothing but whenever every m is belonging to A, then m plus 1 is also belonging to A. As here we get A minus 1 is belonging to A, then by that second condition, by 2, A minus 1 plus 1 is also a member of A. But A minus 1 plus 1 is nothing but plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled, which is nothing but A is belonging to A. But this will be a contradiction to this one, since here we have assumed that A is a list element of set B. It means A is a member of B. But here we get A is a member of A. But this one is not possible. So this one is contradiction to our assumption. So this is contradiction. And this contradiction arises due to our wrong assumption, that is A is not equal to n. It means A must be equal to set of natural number system, and that is we have to prove, hence the proof. Okay, yes, कुणाला काही डाऊट यामध्ये?
सर परत एकदा रिपीट करा ना.
Okay, so this one is nothing but the first principle of mathematical induction. Having statement is nothing but let A be the subset of positive integers n with properties. It means A be the subset of natural number system and having some properties. That is, one is a member of A, and whenever every 1, 2, m, 1, 2, 3 up to so on m is belonging to A, then m plus 1 is also a member of A. And from that one, we have to prove that this set A is nothing but the set of natural number. Okay, so as here we have to prove that A is nothing but whole natural number system. So here we have supposed that A is not equal to n. As A is not equal to n and A is a subset of n, then there are some elements which are not belonging to A. So for such element, we have considered one another set B. So B be the set of all the positive integers which are not belonging to A. So B is nothing but it contains all the natural numbers but which are not the members of A. But as A is not equal to n, then B must be not equal to, that is, B is not equal to 5. It means it is non-empty subset of set of positive integers. And also A is not equal to n. Then by the well ordering principle, whenever there is a non-empty subset of set of natural number, then it must has a list element. As B is a non-empty subset of set of natural number, then set B has a list element. So we have taken small a as a list element of set B. So A is belonging to B. And we know that there are only two subsets of set of natural number system which are A and B. But A is belonging to B, it means A is not belonging to A. Since B contains only those elements which are not in A. So as A belonging to B, then it is not belonging to A. And also this A is greater than 1. Since whenever A equal to 1, then 1 is a member of A. But A is not a member of A. Small a is not a member of capital A. So A must be greater than 1. So A is greater than 1. As A is greater than 1, then by A minus 1 is strictly greater than 0. And A minus 1 is strictly less than A. Since A is one another integer which is not equal to 1, then A minus 1 must be less than A. So A minus 1 is not belonging to B, since A is a list element of set B. As A is a list element of a set B, it means there is no element smaller than A in set B. So A minus 1 is not belonging to B. Again, A minus 1 is not belonging to B. It means A minus 1 must be belonging to A. But there is one condition. Whenever m is belonging to A, then m plus 1 must be belonging to A. As here we get A minus 1 is belonging to A, then A minus 1 plus 1 is also a member of A. But A minus 1 plus 1 is nothing but the set, the element A, and which is the member of capital A, but this one is a contradiction. Since A is a list element of set B, it means A is belonging to B. It means it is not possible that A is belonging to A also. But here we get A is belonging to A. This one is a contradiction, and this contradiction arises due to our wrong assumption, that is A is not equal to N is a wrong assumption. Therefore, A must be equal to N, and that is we have to. Yes, आता कोणाला काही डाऊट? आहे का कोणाला काही डाऊट?
No, sir.
नो सर.
No, sir.
ठीक आहे. Now, next one is nothing but the second principle of finite induction. Second principle of finite induction. Okay, let us see the statement. Let capital A be the subset of positive integers with properties one is belonging to A, second one if m is a positive integer such that 1, 2, 3 up to so on all the m are belonging to set A, which implies m plus 1 is also a member of A, and then we have to prove that capital A is nothing but the whole natural number system. That one is nothing but the second principle of finite induction. Okay. So here again we have given one non-empty subset of set of positive integers, that is 1 is belonging to A, it means A is non-empty. And second one is nothing but if m is any positive integer, then 1, 2, 3 up to so on m all the members of A, then m plus 1 is also a member of capital A, then A is nothing but natural number system. Okay, this one is the proof of this one is same to our first one. The difference between first principle of finite induction and second principle of finite induction is only in this property. That is, in first principle of finite induction, here we have taken directly m is belonging to A, then m plus 1 is belonging to A. But in second principle of finite induction, if m is any positive integer, then here we have to first show that all the members 1, 2, 3 up to so on m are belonging to A, then only we say that m plus 1 is also a member of A. ओके, फर्स्ट प्रिन्सिपल आणि सेकंड प्रिन्सिपल मध्ये फक्त सेकंड प्रॉपर्टी मध्ये फरक आहे. फर्स्ट प्रिन्सिपल मध्ये काय आहे, जर एम हा माझा मेंबर असेल ए चा तर डायरेक्टली आपण म्हणतो की एम प्लस 1 हा माझा मेंबर आहे ए चा. आणखी सेकंड प्रिन्सिपल मध्ये जर एम हा एक कोणताही पॉझिटिव्ह इंटिजर असेल तर तुम्हाला फर्स्ट चेक करावं लागेल की 1 पासून एम पर्यंतचे सर्व एलिमेंट हे ऑलरेडी ए मध्ये आहेत, तरच एम प्लस 1 हा माझा ए मध्ये आहे का नाही ते बघून तेव्हा आपला काय होईल, ए इज इक्वल टू एन, अदरवाइज इट इज नॉट इक्वल टू. Okay, so this one is nothing but the second principle of finite induction. Now, in generally we will use the first principle of finite induction. Okay, let us take one example. That is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on 2n minus 1 is nothing but n square. That is we have to prove. Okay, so here we have to establish the formula by using the mathematical induction. That is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on 2n minus 1 is nothing but the n square. Okay, so let us. So having solution will be, let capital A be the set of all positive integers for which the relation P of n, that is, we will consider this relation as P of n, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on plus 2n minus 1 equal to n square is valid. ओके. सो याला असं मी एक सबसेट घेतला सेट ऑफ पॉझिटिव्ह इंटिजर्सचा, ज्यासाठी माझं दिलेलं रिलेशन हे ट्रू आहे. ओके. नाउ as P of n is nothing but this one, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on plus 2n minus 1 is nothing but the n square. Okay. Now for n equal to 1, what is P of n? P of 1 is nothing but 2n minus 1, which is nothing but 2 minus 1, that is 1, and it is definitely equal to 1 square. So for n equal to 1, the result is okay. So for our convenience, let us check for n equal to 2 also. For n equal to 2, what is P of 2? 1 plus 2 square, sorry, 1 plus
3. 3.
3 is equal to 4, and here n is nothing but 2. Definitely it is a square of 2. So n equal to 2 also 2. So n equal to 2, the result is 2. Okay, so 1 is belonging to A and 2 is also member of A. Now assume that n is equal to m, which implies P of m is now but nothing but 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on plus 2m minus 1, and it is equal to m square. Okay. Now put n as m plus 1, then it becomes P of m plus 1 is nothing but 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on plus 2 into m plus 1 minus of 1, and which is equal to, we have to find out whether it is equal to m plus 1 square or not. Okay. So it is equal to now 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on plus, what is this one? 2m
2m.
plus 2 minus 1.
2m plus 1.
2m plus 2 minus 1, which is 2m plus 1. What is its previous step? Which is nothing but definitely 2m minus 1. Here is a 2m minus 1 plus 2 into m plus 1 minus 1, which is 2m plus 1. So actually it is nothing but 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on. Its previous term will be 2m minus 1 plus 2m plus 1. But by this star, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on 2m minus 1 is nothing but m square. So it is nothing but m square plus 2m plus 1. What is m square plus 2m plus 1?
m plus 1 bracket square.
m plus 1 bracket square. So here 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus up to so on plus 2 times m plus 1 minus 1 is nothing but m plus 1 bracket square, which implies the result is true for, it is true for n equal to m plus 1 also. It implies that a must be equal to n. A is equal to n, and that is we have to prove. As a equal to n, its meaning is the result is true for every natural number. Thus the result is true. Okay. येस, कुणाला काही डाऊट यामध्ये?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the next concept is nothing but the binomial coefficient. Okay. First tell me what is a combination? That is if we have suppose n things and we have to choose r among them. Then what is the combination of these n things by taking r at a time? कॉम्बिनेशन ऐकलंय ना अगोदर, परम्युटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन,
Yes, sir.
that is denoted by NCR. Then what is the NCR?
N factorial upon R factorial into N minus R factorial.
Yes. So that one is nothing but the binomial coefficient. Okay. So let us see first the definition of binomial coefficient. Let n be a small n be a positive integer and small r be another non-negative integer such that 0 is less equal by r, which is less equal by n, then the binomial coefficient is defined as NCR, and which is nothing but n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial. Okay, so that one is nothing but the binomial coefficient. Whenever n is one positive integer and r be any non-negative integer, then the binomial coefficient is denoted by NCR, and its value will be n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial. Okay, what is the difference between positive integer and non-negative integer?
Zero, sir. Zero.
What zero?
Same आहे sir. Same.
नॉन निगेटिव्ह इंटिजर आणखी पॉझिटिव्ह इंटिजर मध्ये काय फरक आहे? इथे घेतले ना तुम्ही, n इज अ पॉझिटिव्ह
आहे.
इंटिजर, बोथ आर सेम. जर सेम असतील तर दोन वेगळे नाव काय आहेत मग? हा ना,
पॉझिटिव्ह इंटिजर मध्ये 0 येते, नॉन निगेटिव्ह मध्ये
पॉझिटिव्ह इंटिजर मध्ये 0 येतो का?
नॉन
उलट
निगेटिव्ह
सांगितले
मध्ये
तुम्ही.
0 येतो आणि पॉझिटिव्ह मध्ये
Yes.
0 येत नाही.
Positive integer does not contains an element 0, and non-negative integer must contains 0. There is a possibility of 0 in non-negative integers. That is here. Here r may be equal to 0. This one, but n is positive. This n is never equal to 0 since n is a positive integer. It means it is strictly greater than 0. Possibilities of n are, it is running from 1, 2, 3 up to so on. And what is r? R is a non-negative integer. Then r is running from 0, 1, 2, 3 and up to so on. Okay. Now, what is the value of n factorial? N into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into up to so on. Somewhere is n minus of r minus 1 into n minus of r and up to so on. That is, next one is nothing but the n minus r factorial divided by r factorial into n minus of r factorial. This n minus r factorial get cancelled. So it is equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into up to so on, n minus of r minus minus of plus 1 divided by r. So this one is nothing but the value of NCR. Okay, now tell me, what is the value of 0 factorial?
1.
1.
Actually, by definition, what is a n factorial? It is the product of n consecutive integers starting with 1. That one is nothing but n factorial. Then how 0 factorial is equal to 1? Can we prove this one? n factorial म्हणजे काय माझा? n consecutive इंटिजरचं प्रोडक्ट आहे, स्टार्टिंग करायचं आहे 1 पासून. मग 0 फॅक्टोरियल हा 1 कसा असेल? प्रूव्ह करू शकता का? How 0 factorial is 1? If we go through definition, then it is a product of 0 consecutive integer. What? जर डेफिनेशन नुसार घेतला तर काय होतं माझा n consecutive integer starting with 1 चा प्रोडक्ट जर घेतला तर तो काय होता n फॅक्टोरियल. मग 0 फॅक्टोरियल 1 कसा येईल?
Put n equal to r.
Put n equal to r in
Above formula.
NCR is nothing but n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus of r factorial. Whenever we will put n equal to r, then it becomes NCN, and which is equal to n factorial divided by r factorial is again n factorial into n minus of n factorial, which is nothing but NCN. n factorial get cancelled, and now this one is becomes 1 upon 0 factorial. What is the value of NCN then? Yes, NCN ची व्हॅल्यू माहित पाहिजे नाही असा.
0 1 1 NCN.
NCN is always 1 or 0.
1.
Whether it is possible
One.
that the permutation of any things where suppose n things and r we have to take, then whether it is possible that NCR will be equal to 0. हे कधीतरी पॉसिबल आहे का? हे कधीच येणार नाही. Okay, so NCN is 1, which is equal to 1 upon 0 factorial, which implies 0 factorial is nothing but 1. Okay, now what is the value of NC0?
One.
1,
Is
sir.
also 1. Okay, now we have to prove one result. Prove that NCR plus NCR minus 1 is nothing but n plus 1 CR, which is also called as a Pascal's rule. Okay, now we have to prove this one. So it's solution as we prove, then this one is proof of this one. Okay, so let us consider 1 upon r plus 1 upon n minus r plus 1, which is equal to, just multiply, cross multiplication, then it is become n minus r plus 1 plus r divided by n in r into n minus r plus 1, which is equal to, plus r minus r get cancelled, so it becomes n plus 1 divided by r into n minus of r plus 1. Now multiply both sides by multiply both side by n factorial divided by r factorial, sorry, r minus 1 factorial into n minus r factorial. Okay, so it becomes, now we have to multiply this term 1 upon r plus 1 upon n minus r plus 1 into this one, so it becomes n factorial divided by r into r minus 1 factorial into n minus r factorial plus n factorial divided by r minus 1 factorial into n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial, and which is equal to n plus 1 into n factorial divided by r into r minus 1 factorial into n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. Okay, which implies n factorial divided by r into r minus 1 factorial is nothing but r factorial.
Yes.
ठीक है, r factorial, and this n minus r factorial as it is plus n factorial divided by r minus 1 factorial. Now this n minus r plus 1 is nothing but n minus of r minus of 1, r minus of 1. Now what is n minus r minus 1 into n minus r factorial?
n minus of r minus 1.
R minus 1 factorial. Okay, which is equal to n plus 1 into n factorial is n plus 1
n
factorial
plus 1 factorial.
divided by r into r minus 1 factorial, r factorial, n minus again here, n minus r plus 1 is nothing but n minus of r minus 1. Okay, and n minus r minus 1 into n minus r factorial is nothing but n minus r minus of 1 factorial. Okay, which implies this one is now n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial. Then by the definition of binomial coefficient, what is this one?
NCR.
Which is NCR plus what is this one? N factorial divided by r minus 1 factorial into n minus r minus 1 factorial. N
CR.
NCR minus.
yes, which is equal to, now it can be written as this n minus r minus 1. We can write this one as, actually it is n minus r minus 1 is nothing but n minus of r plus 1, and we can write this one as plus 1 minus r also, so it is nothing but n plus 1 minus r. Now apply the definition of binomial coefficient here, which is nothing but
n plus 1C.
n plus 1 here, and that is we have to hence the, okay, hence the, yes. कोणाला काही डाऊट यामध्ये?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the product of any r consecutive integer, before going to that we will see one just, okay, so let us see product of any r consecutive natural number is divisible by r factor. That is we have to prove. If we take any r consecutive natural number, then its product must be divisible by r factorial. That is we have to show. Okay, so let us see. Let p be a integer which is product of any r natural numbers. So let p is nothing but product of n natural number, that is n minus 1, n minus 2 up to so on, n minus r minus 1 into n minus r. Okay, so it is a product of r natural numbers, and now we have to show that this p is divisible by r factorial. Okay, so this p can be written as p is nothing but n minus 1 into n minus 2 into up to so on n minus r minus 1 into n minus r into n minus r plus 1 and up to so on 3 into 2 into 1 divided by. Now here we have multiply the numerator by these terms, that is n minus r plus 1, n minus r plus 2 plus up to so into up to so on 3 into 2 into 1. So divide by these terms, that is n minus r plus 1. Next will be n minus r plus 2 and up to so on 2 into 1. Now it is a product of n minus 1 natural numbers starting with 1. So what is this one? What is numerator? It is a product of n minus 1 natural number starting with 1. Then what is its product? By definition of factorial. The product of n consecutive integers starting with 1 is nothing but n factorial. Then the product of n minus 1 natural number starting with 1 is nothing but
n minus 1 factorial.
that is n minus 1 factorial divided by this one, the product of n minus r plus 1 consecutive integers starting with 1 is nothing but n minus r plus 1 factorial. That is, it can be written as n minus 1 factorial divided by n minus r minus 1 factorial. Now just multiply and divide by r factorial. Then we get into r factorial divided by r factorial. Okay, so it is nothing but n minus 1 factorial divided by r factorial into this one is nothing but n minus 1 minus r factorial into r factorial as it is. But by the definition of binomial coefficient, what is this one?
n minus 1 c.
n minus 1 cr into r factorial. And we know that n minus 1, the binomial coefficient is always an integer. That is, whenever we will find out the NCR, then NCR is always an integer. Therefore, this one must be an integer. And here is LHS is p. So p is equal to k into r factorial, where k is nothing but n minus 1 cr and which is integer. Okay, now we have to apply the definition of divisibility. As this p is a multiple of this r factorial, which implies r factorial must divides p, which is from definition of divisibility. Okay, so as r factorial divides p, which implies the product of any r consecutive integer is divisible by r factorial, and hence the okay. Yes, कुणाला काही डाऊट यामध्ये?
No, sir.
Show that there is no doubt, then take one example. Show that the sum of cube of any three consecutive natural number is divisible by 9. Okay, so here we have to show that the sum of cube of any three consecutive natural number is divisible by 9. We will show this by using the mathematical induction. Okay, so it's a solution. Let P of n denotes the sum of cube of any three consecutive natural number starting with n is divisible by 9. Okay, so what is P of n? It is the sum of the cube of any three consecutive natural number starting with n and it is divisible by 9. So for n equal to 1, what is P of 1? P of 1 is nothing but it is the sum of cube of any three consecutive natural numbers starting with 1 and it is divisible by 9. So what is starting with 1 means? It is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube. Since 1, 2, 3 are the consecutive natural numbers. What is the cube of 1?
1.
Cube of 2, 8 and cube of 3 will be 27. And we having sum will be 27 plus 9 is nothing but 36. And it is divisible by 9, which is divisible by 9. So the result is true for n equal to 1. Now assume that a mathematical induction, second step is the assumption. That is, assume that the result holds for n equal to m. It means P of m is nothing but m cube plus m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube and it is divisible by 9. This one is the assumption, divisible by 9, and we have to prove that as it is divisible by 9, it means m cube plus m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube is a multiple of 9. Since any integer is divisible by 9, it means there is only one possibility that it must be a multiple of 9. As here m cube plus m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube is divisible by 9, it means this sum is multiple of 9. Okay. Now to prove that the result is true for n equal to m plus 1, that is m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube plus m plus 3 cube is divisible by an integer 9. Okay, now just consider m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube plus m plus 3 cube, which is equal to, let us write m plus 1 cube as it is, m plus 2 cube as it is, plus, now what is a plus b cube?
A cube
A
plus
cube plus
b
ba square.
3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. Then what is this one? M plus 3 cube is nothing but m cube plus 3a square b. It means 3m square into 3, which is 9m square plus 3ab square. B square will be 9. 3 into 9, 27. M plus cube of b, which is 9 cube, which is again 27. So it can be written as this m cube plus m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube plus the remaining terms at least. As here 9 is common in these three terms, so let us take 9 common. So it is nothing but m square plus 3m plus 3. But by the inductive step, sorry, assumption step, by star, what is m cube plus m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube? It is 9k. So it is nothing but 9k plus 9 into m square plus 3m plus 3, and which is from star. Okay, so which is can be written as 9 into k plus m square plus 3m plus 3. As we know that all three, this k and m are integers, then having square and its sum must be an integer. So it is equal to 9 into some k dash, where k dash is k plus m square plus 3m plus 3. Okay, and its CLHS is m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube plus m plus 3 cube. As m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube plus m plus 3 cube is a multiple of 9, which implies 9 divides m plus 1 cube plus m plus 2 cube plus m plus 3 cube. And that is we have to prove, and hence the proof. So from that one we can say that the sum of cube of any three consecutive natural number is divisible by. ओके, यस. आजच्या लेक्चरमध्ये कोणाला काही डाऊट?